For the last 20 years, best-selling author Dr. Rita Louise has been shedding light on some of the world's most shrouded mysteries. A leading and respected medical intuitive, she is known for getting to the root of any problem. Today, Dr. Rita is going to share her discoveries with you. And now, where science and spirit meet.
In physics, classical mechanics is a set of laws which describe the behaviors of physical bodies when subjected to forces. Classical mechanics originated in ancient Greece, but was furthered by the work of Galileo, Kepler, and Sir Isaac Newton. These laws include concepts such as the law of gravity, the law of action and reaction, and the laws that govern the motion of celestial bodies in the sky. The Greek philosopher Empedocles, writing between 490 and 430 BCE, identified the four elements that make up the physical world. These elements are fire, air, earth, and water. He believed that these elements join together to form matter because of their mutual attraction, love, or separated from each other due to repulsive forces, strife. Plato, in 360 BCE, in his book entitled Laws, built upon the work of Empedocles, where he details his beliefs about these unseen forces that regulate nature. The elements are severally moved by chance and some inherent force according to certain affinities. He goes on to say, "After this fashion and in this manner the whole heaven has been created, and all that is in the heaven, as well as the animals and all plants." Social scientists in the mid-20th century, using Plato's work, began applying it to personal relationships, stating that we are attracted to one another because of factors including religion, socioeconomic status, age, and education. This notion further evolved into the concept that our thoughts are responsible for attracting both positive and negative things into our lives. Thus was born the law of attraction.
The law of attraction is wonderful, but it's broad. We need to break this down to find out how to really make things happen. Yes, everything you think, everything you do, everything you say, you attract. But how do we find some of the subtler ideas so we can begin to put that whole picture into motion in our way?
According to some, all of creation is made up of a number of universal laws. These laws, like gravity, pervade all that is seen. They also control the fabric of the unobservable forces that make up our world. The total number, as well as the nature of these universal laws, seems to vary depending on the author. Some claim there are 7 laws. Others identify 12, while yet others allege 20 or more. Regardless of their number in total, it is the law of attraction that has garnered all of the attention in recent days. It has been touted as a way to manifest more money, better relationships, and increased opportunities in our lives. Some individuals claim that if you purchase their book or their special widget, you can become rich and famous. The ancient mythical tradition of Judaism, the Kabbalah, supports the notion of the law of attraction. It is believed that when we open ourselves up to the free-flowing energy from God down into the physical world, we can receive the limitless blessing God provides. The mechanism through which it works exists in energetic realms. It is only through the work of quantum physicists that we are beginning to understand the energetic nature of our universe, a concept our forefathers seemed to understand implicitly. Simply stated, proponents of the law of attraction argue that we draw into our lives whatever we think about, both positive and negative. Thus, if we want a new car, all we need do is think about the car we want, hang pictures up of our ideal vehicle, or even write, say, or chant short phrases about how worthy we are or how much we deserve a brand new automobile. In turn, if we ponder on the negative, we can likewise attract bad or adverse situations into our lives. These negative thoughts are believed to sabotage our ability to bring the good things we desire into existence.
Our brains become magnetized with our dominant thoughts and feelings, so if we're hating our job, then what we attract is more of the same. But if we are finding joy and appreciation for what we're doing, then that we will attract more of that as well.
Conscious creation requires that we look at ourselves, our needs, our desires, our actions, and reactions from an energetic perspective. Kabbalistic tradition suggests that when we desire something, we send the message up the tree of life and into the hands of God. Once received, it is believed that if the object of our desire is for our highest good, it will be transmuted from the etheric plane back to be manifested in the physical world. To do this, it is not just about having images and ideas floating around in our head. We have to be clear about what we want. We have to see it, feel it, experience it as if it were real. We have to believe in ourselves and the hoped-for outcome.
Your belief system is like an elaborate web. You can get into the center of all webs, and it's such beautiful geometry, and, they're so tightly, beautifully done, everything knitted together. And then as you move out to the edges, that geometry kind of breaks down, but it fixes itself very rigidly. And here's the important part. You touch any part of that web, way out on the edge or somewhere in the middle, the entire web vibrates. We have life beliefs, and our life beliefs are like that web. And we might think, I have a belief. I think money is the source of all evil. It's Easter weekend, and didn't they say that it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than it is for the laden camel to pass through the eye of the needle? So I have this belief, but that only affects how much money I make. Well, you're wrong. It affects everything in your life. It affects the choices that you make. It affects how successful you are in your job. It affects everything, including your family, your children, the schools they might go to, etc. Every single belief we have is a part of that web. There's no such thing as an inconsequential belief.
For manifestation to occur, our desires have to become emotionally charged. Feelings are the driving force behind the law of attraction. Our emotional energy charges and activates our thoughts and puts them into motion. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." When we utilize our ability to imagine a particular outcome, it chases away the fears and doubts associated with it. Our fears and doubts are a reflection of some aspect of ourself that is not in agreement with our desire, or a part of ourselves which does not believe we can have it, get it, deserve it, or have earned it. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich, identifies another reason why people fail to experience their dreams. He believed that the most common cause of failure is quitting when we experience temporary defeat. At times, obstacles are placed within our path to see how committed we are to the object of our desire. It can be likened to a test we must take to ensure we have the right stuff. Obstacles and failures may also be a sign that we are slightly off course. They can be used to help us refine, define, and clarify our objectives. If we keep walking into a wall as we endeavor to move forward, sometimes all it takes is a step to the left. This tiny act may allow us to effortlessly begin moving forward again. Thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and emotions aren't the only thing required when talking about the law of attraction. There is one component that is often overlooked but is critical to your success. The necessary ingredient is action. There are a number of individuals who believe all they need do is create a vision board, repeat affirmations, or maintain positive thoughts. However, without action of some sort, nothing can be achieved.
You see people who are just kind of not tuning into the reality of the situation. They're just kind of living in the fantasy that they'll visualize money and it'll come out of the sky, when really they should be asking, how can I create money? Or if I want a soulmate, how can I develop myself? How can I express myself in a loving way and interact with people and express love with many human beings? It's going from a simplistic idea to the real work of it. And so without the real work and application, living a lifestyle of taking action on your dreams, it just remains an idea.
If your desire is to obtain a new job, Hoping, wishing, and praying about it will do no good if you don't send your resume out to prospective employers. The same holds true in any aspect of our lives. We can and should act as co-creators of our reality. The final piece when working with the law of attraction is gratitude. Saying thank you for the blessings you receive.
Whenever you receive anything, whether somebody opens a door for you or you get a check in the mail or somebody's kind to you, always thank them. And that's not trying to manipulate the universe, trying to say, okay, if I give thanks, I'll get more. That's true to a degree. But when you give gratitude, it opens up your heart. It allows you to experience more love.
In today's society, many of us have not been taught how to receive. Receiving is not taking. It is the inverse of giving. Giving and receiving are inextricably linked to each other. Shakti Gawan, in her book, Creating True Prosperity, states, if one aspect of that cycle doesn't function, the entire cycle ceases to function, and the life force cannot move freely. If you can't inhale, you will soon have nothing to exhale, and before long, your body will be unable to continue living. By recognizing and acknowledging even the smallest things you are receiving in your life, you can begin to open the doors to receiving bigger and better things. Ultimately, the law of attraction is not about getting a new car, millions of dollars, fame, or fortune. It is about keeping ourselves in alignment with the flow of life, allowing it and not our egos to lead the way. In this way, we open ourselves up to the grace of God and bring to ourselves those things for our highest good. And to this, and all that we receive, thank you.